We'd like a presentation, part of the Sticky Sales series. The less is more principle very much applies when giving a presentation to your prospect or an existing customer. You are there to present, not to relate the history of technology since the Babbage difference engine. You've worked hard for this moment, so stick to the brief. Although the frequency of the formal stand-up slide presentation has undoubtedly reduced in recent years, there are many extremely useful aspects that you should master, and there will always be occasions when you will have to formally present. The key to this is preparation, rehearsal, and tell, show, tell. Generally, people like structure. They feel safer that way. They like to see a beginning, a middle, and an end. So you must tell them what they're going to see, show it to them, then tell them what they've just seen. Think of any successful TV program: Strictly, Top Gear, Bake Off, The Apprentice, Dragon's Den, whatever. We like the one show, but what are you going to do? The program starts. You're assailed by punchy music and shiny visuals. Tess, Jeremy, possibly, Mel and Sue, voiceover man, or Evan tell you what a great show they have for you this evening. Brief snippets of delight are displayed to tease your interest. Impact is created. The show moves into content phase. Detail is shown. Tension is built. You are brought into the fold as the presenter continues to keep you interested by telling you what's coming up next. You're being led to a conclusion. You can't help yourself but want to see the outcome. Momentum is achieved. The show ends and your breathless presenter tells you what you've just seen and what a great show it was. You tacitly agree that, because you have invested your valuable time in it, it has indeed been a fine show. You are shown highlights and implored to return next week for what promises to be even better. You hit the series record button and closure has been made. We all know that one of the major fears in life for many people is public speaking. This is perfectly understandable, and most people will not have to do it. But you are a sales superhero, and you have to do it. So you may as well try and enjoy the experience. And the route to the enjoyment and reducing much of the fear is in preparation and practice, like most things in life. Only by working at this will you achieve control, and by achieving a measure of control, you will reduce your levels of stress, because stress is a manifestation of feeling that you are not in control. Your audience will instinctively support you and want you to present well. They are attending your presentation because it is important to them, and they are investing their valuable time in you. If you have a clever dick in your audience who wants to prove he knows more than you, or is eager to impress his colleagues, it happens. You should acknowledge that person immediately and thank him for his contribution. Then address the whole group and assure them that you have allotted plenty of time for questions following the presentation. This means that you maintain control and effectively isolate and remove any frequent interruptions. Obviously, don't overdo it, but your audience should see that you are proud of your product and you truly believe that it will fix their pain point. Using power words such as believe rather than think, value rather than price, because rather than as, will, when combined with your confident attitude, convey a sense of permanency in your audience's mind. Other powerful and persuasive words include you, money, save, new, results, easy, health, safety, love, discover, proven, guarantee. There really is nothing worse than sitting through a presentation that consists of line after line after line of text on interminable slides that are being dutifully read verbatim to you by a bored presenter in a flat monotone voice who would clearly rather be anywhere but here and is using too many bullet points in too small a typeface in the wrong shade of grey. Make your presentations enjoyable and people will remember them. Include pictures, charts, video, music, all simple insertions these days. Ask questions, involve your audience, be self-effacing and use gentle humour. You will be more relaxed and your audience will relax with you. Your opening remarks will settle you and your audience, so make them count. Smile and thank them for being there. We like to say something like, "Thank you for coming along today. We know you're busy people, but we have 97 slides to get through, so let's get started." Pause for effect, usually laughter, and then reassure them that it's a lot shorter, and take them through the areas that you will cover, the agenda. And you're off. Everyone more relaxed than just 30 seconds before. After talking your audience through the presentation areas, you should get in an early soft close. For example, "So, as you can see, by the end of this session, you will have a clear understanding of how our solution will address your," insert their pain point. Start your presentation on time, even if some of your audience is late, unless it's your main sponsor. You will lose elements of control and respect if you display indecisiveness at the outset. People retain around 70% of what they hear, compared to 10% of what they read. The other 20% is reserved for touch, which is probably not advisable in a professional environment. You should use no more than 5 bullet points per page and not read directly from them. Think of bullet points as an aide-memoire for you to impart interesting examples, stories, and applications of your product. Try to make your presentation last no longer than 30 minutes at most. It should be a reference point to prove, provoke, or preempt your customer's requirement. It is not an end in itself. You may be tempted to use standard templates or the presentation that worked well for you last time. Don't. Both you and the presentation need to be fresh. Tailor your slides to each requirement and try not to merely trot out the corporate overview. You want your audience to remember you over your competitors. Modern presentation software allows you to insert all manner of audio, images, and video. Use them sparingly and in context. Is there a piece of music that could be playing over your cover slide as your audience arrives and again as they leave? Over the years, we have variously used, when appropriate, "In the City" by the Eagles, "I Feel Good," James Brown, "Help," the Beatles, the theme from Mission Impossible, and "It's a Burden Being Wonderful Like Me" by Steel Panther. There is always a song that will apply, but think carefully about your audience and when to use it. When used with humour, music can be a powerful tool. Many people will attend a presentation with the preconception that it will be dry, non-inclusive, and, not to put too fine a point on it, boring. Try to address this by having an ever so slightly subversive cover page on screen as your audience arrives, possibly with background music. An example that worked very well for us some years ago was a presentation to the IT team at a large investment bank who were preparing to relocate to larger premises in the City of London. We wanted something a little different and amusing for our cover page, so we contacted the appointed firm of architects working on the new building and managed to obtain one of those artist impression pictures of the new location. Over this, we superimposed a picture of delivery vans and a double-decker bus in the street outside. We then applied our company logo onto every van and a company tagline onto the bus. We said nothing as our audience arrived for the presentation, but the smiles and whispers as people noticed the slide got everything off to a very good start.